What are you doing in your career right now to make more money in your future? And if the answer to that question for you is that I'm just working at my job right now in my company and that eventually is going to make me more money, I tell you that you're kidding yourself and you're shooting yourself in the foot. The reason is, remember that your career is not just the company that you work at right now. The average amount of time that a person stays at a job in America, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, is only 3.9 years. So think of that. Yeah, you're going to have some people that are at jobs short time, they're temp, they're temporary jobs, they're seasonal, those types of things. But think on the other side of how heavy that weighs to people that have been at companies for 20 or 30 years. So for the average to be 3.9 years, that should tell you that people are moving in jobs every 3 to 4 years very consistently. And it's not saying that you have to leave your job if you're happy with your company, but most jobs are not forever. So if you have a job that's not forever, then you know that you need to be upping your skill game and your networking game at all times in order to prepare yourself for that next move now, not when it happens because you get laid off or terminated, or your company goes through a sale, or you don't like your next boss, or whatever happens to be, or you're not making enough money in order for you to go to your next company. So you should be preparing for that every day now. Well, how can you do that? Well, first of all is if you're not branding yourself as an expert in your industry through LinkedIn, through webinars, through any kind of events that you're attending, whether those be conferences or whatever you have for your industry, that's one where you're not going to be connected to the right kind of people to be able to move and be able to level up when the next opportunity comes. The other thing that you can do is you can always be working. Now remember, you're doing your job, you're working at your job, all of that kind of time. So if you're going to devote some time to it, 1 hour a week at night or on the weekend, something like that, in order to better yourself consistently, then I would say that if you're working on a certification for your career, or you're working on a skill set for your career, or you're just working on some type of program that you know is going to be helpful to you in the future, I would tell you that that's never wasted work. I personally, several years ago, I'd done a lot of different learning and certification things in human resources, which is my field, but I became very interested in digital marketing. Well, I didn't think at the time there was a lot of practical application for digital marketing. But I was interested in it. I went and took the Google certification. I learned a lot about it from YouTube videos and things, just riding in the car, listening to them. And lo and behold, several years later now, I ended up writing a book that talks about the integration for employee appreciation between human resources